The New York Giants former head coach Joe Judge has been fired. It is over. The regime of running laps. Well, you know what, Joe? Run your own laps, man, because you're unemployed, okay? Now, this goes nothing against Joe Judge as a person, but Alex, I know that as fans of this team, as young fans, right? I mean, we're younger. We experienced Tom Coughlin. I feel like we relate him to positivity. We've watched Pat Shermer and we've watched Ben McAdoo, right? Those two guys, remember them? Those were linked with negativity. But I can tell you, maybe it's just because we're older now. I've never heard and witnessed with my eyes the amount of negativity that this coach brought with himself and with his team. That being with himself in the press conferences and the nonsense he was saying week after week after week after unsuccessful results as a head coach, and the thing on the field, the stuff on the field of the, being a special teams coordinator, Giants being really bad at special teams, being one of the lowest in the league, whatever, doing two QBC. I mean, in the last game as head coach of this team, Joe Judge even, showed us more of his nonsense by getting in better punt position by going for it on 2nd and 3rd down and 9 and doing a QB sneak. We have found Joe Judge. And we have found that Joe Judge is not the coach of this team anymore. Excuse me. Alex, I'll go to you. How are you doing? I mean, we got the news right before we were about to record. Dave Gettleman, GM, who's, retires, who's going to be the new GM. But now we're here, and I definitely think it throws off our schedule for tonight. I'll say that.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm just shocked that the Giants actually did it. It's crazy. I'm happy how we finally are doing this the right way. We're finally rebuilding properly, getting the GM, getting the coach on the proper timeline, on the same timeline. We're going to bring in some fresh minds, hopefully, assuming it's not Kevin Abrams. I don't think it will be. It's just really good to know that we're not having our coach forced on the GM. We don't know really why this happened. It's a bit weird. I'm a little bit pissed that, hey, we're now behind a day in the coaching search, whatever. John Mara, what are you doing? Why didn't you have a decision already? I'm not going to get into that because why is that? It doesn't matter, right? With the decision's been made. Let's not worry about how the decision, was made. We can worry about that in a few months or whatever, when the news isn't as fresh, but I'm just relieved to see that John Mara made the right decision and that he's not, looking at the past. Oh, I don't want to fire a coach after 2 years again. I don't want to make it seem like I'm impatient. He did the right thing, not based off, what people might think of him or future coaches might think of him. What is best for this team in the interests of today, not in 20 years when another coach is getting hired. I'm just shocked I've said that like 5 times now. I'm just shocked that he actually did it. I'm shocked that John Mara decided to make the right decision. I guess that's kind of embarrassing considering how shocked we are that our owner made a good decision. Yeah. It's crazy, but I'm just happy.
I'm just happy too, Alex. And obviously, like you were saying, it looks like John Mara finally got the extra push, finally made the change himself. Whatever, cracked under pressure, I don't care, but he did it. He did it, and that was something that was hard to think about because all we talked about was, all right, it's going to be Joe Judge for another year, and then Kevin Abrams as a GM. We know it's going to happen. And that was just a realistic, I would say that was realistic as Giants fans to think that because Mara said nothing and did nothing to make us think differently. And yet, no matter, again, how it happened, I don't give a damn because Mara's out here. Gettleman is gone like we thought. It seems, according to sources, right? I don't know exactly who reported, but I'm sure it's a lot of the beat reporters have said that Abrams doesn't seem to be a candidate in the GM running, even though he does have an interview. And Joe Judge is gone as a head coach. That is it right there. That is 3 things that I know Gettleman was really an expectation. So 2 things that were definitely not expected. And that was, like we said, Abrams right now, quote unquote, does not seem to be a candidate in the positioning for GM, and Joe Judge is gone. Joe Judge is gone. I mean, I'm going to repeat it over and over again and get more excited as I say it because I can't come to the realization of it. And we have a quote from John Mara. And whenever you're ready, Alex, you go first. And then whenever you're ready, I'll read that.
Yeah. It's very weird, like you mentioned earlier, to be celebrating someone getting fired. But, sometimes the circumstances are so desperate that you just have to. I'm excited now. We have the double search. We got the GM, we got the head coach, and hopefully we can fully reboot this team, re-energize this team, get some new players in here, or new ideas, new players, whatever that may be. I think the 3rd and 9 and the 2nd and 10, where we did the 2 back-to-back QB sneaks, and then the press conference the week before where he went on the 11-minute rant. I think that was really it. I think his job was safe before that. And those 2 things just really messed him up. I wish Joe Judge the best, right? I think, he has potential still as a head coach. I don't think his career's over. He can make a pretty decent college head coach or whatever.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to be an a-hole, but I can't believe that you're wishing him the best of luck. Cause I'm sorry, as a Giants, I can't even do that. I'm sorry. I know that's I know there's a level of being a fan of an NFL team and, sports. Yeah. And then and then there's the people who are it's just sports. Why are you happy about someone getting fired? You know what? When you care this deeply and have a podcast about the team, you care. You care a lot, okay? And I get it. You're, wishing Joe Judge the best for the future. I'm not saying anything bad against his family. I'm not saying but for how bad he messed up this football team, I'm sorry. I can't wish him well in the future. It's I can't wish him well in the future as a coach in the NFL. Let me clarify
that's
what
a better
I mean. I don't mean in his, in his future in life. I'm saying as a future coach, I can't be hey, listen, I hope you go get a job as another team, because I don't want another team to suffer from Joe Judge being their coach or assistant or whatever, because I think he can have a team suffering anyway. But you know what? Maybe New England brings him back as a special teams wide receiver.
I think they will.
We'll see.
I think.
Yeah, I feel like that's going to happen. I think there'll be a special teams coordinator for New England. But anyway, sorry, go.
I mean, I would say besides that, there's some decent candidates out right now. It was the right decision. Again and again, I'm going to say it was the right decision to do. Now our GMs can come in with a fresh mind. That the job becomes 110% more appealing to a whole bunch of GMs now. We got 2 first-round picks this year, 2 top 7 picks. And that's, we have a future for this franchise and it looks bright. So that's what's good. We have hope again. The Giants, we have hope. And that's the main thing that we haven't had for ever since last year, really.
All right, we got an episode to record, so let's just read this quote and get out and get to get out, get in, get out, right? And as Joe Judge would say, not get paid. But the quote could very well be get in, get out, get paid. Joe Judge isn't getting paid anymore by the New York Giants. Anyway, bad joke, very bad joke. Steve, all right, so this is the quote from John.
He
Mars.
probably is actually, by the way, because he signed a long-term deal and they fire him. He still gets the money. Yeah,
he still gets. All right, Alex, stop ruining my joke. We already know it's bad. Steve, Tish, and I both believe that it is the best interest of our franchise to move in another direction, said team president John Mara. We met with Joe yesterday afternoon to discuss the state of the team. I met again with Joe this afternoon, and it was during that conversation I informed Joe of our decision. So I wonder if Joe knew, Judge knew, because I informed during that conversation of our decision. We appreciate Joe's effort on behalf of the organization. I said before the season started that I wanted to feel good about the direction we were headed when we played our last game of the season. Unfortunately, I cannot make that statement, which is why we haven't made this decision. We will hire a general manager, and that person will lead the effort to hire a new head coach. So there's a few things that stand out from that. And honestly, I don't mean to be annoying. I'll mention one of them, but I want to save. I'm gonna do a teaser to wait for our episode, and we're going to talk more about the quote. The one thing that I'm just going to say here on this video is that we will hire a general manager, and that person will lead an effort in the new head coach. That's how you rebuild a football team. You have the GM, you take the GM makes those decisions about who's going to be the head coach. So the head coach is under the GM. That's how it should work. It shouldn't be Joe Judge saying, listen, let's bring in that Kevin Abrams guy. He's going to keep me in this job. He's going to give me everything I want as head coach of this team. No, You don't have Abrams come in as a GM. You don't have Judge stay. You kick him out. Okay. So that's it. Final statement from me. Joe Judge is gone as the Giants head coach. And with that, go follow us on Twitter at the Giant Take Pod, Instagram, the Giant Take Podcast, Facebook, the Giant Take Podcast, TikTok, the Giant Take Pod. Subscribe here on YouTube, the Giant Take Podcast, which you're watching right now. Give a thumbs up in the comments. Let us know what you think about this, man. Joe Judge is gone, baby. So let us know what you think in the comments, and we'll see you soon for our episode. Joe Judge has been fired, basically. And obviously, we'll talk about Dave Gettleman in there as well, because we haven't been around podcast-wise, like I said, since Sunday. So we'll see you later. Go watch the If I Was the GM video that came out earlier today. Go watch Alex's reaction to Dave Gettleman. Bunch of YouTube content that has come out since Sunday. So go check everything out. Goodbye.